guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation and the Fenty Beauty Pro Hydration Primer. I'm also going to apply it on my face using two different tools. Number one being the Fenty Beauty Makeup Sponge, which I have used before and I'm a fan of already. And then the other being the Fenty Beauty Foundation Brush. So this is going to be like a full face Fenty Beauty items. Anything that I don't have, I'll substitute. But I'm also going to be checking in throughout the day and show you guys how everything has worn. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to just show you guys how my entire foundation routine has held up. So let's jump into it. First up, I've already moisturized my face, so I'm just going to start off with the primer. Already feels much more hydrating than the matte primer from Fenty. I have an oily T-zone, but I feel like I do keep that under control with powder. Also, I am a bit older, so I do like hydrating products because anything that's too matte will just fall into my lines and stuff and will make me look older in general. Okay, so it feels a little sticky, which I really enjoy because I feel like my foundation is gonna have something to adhere to. And it does feel hydrating. And it has a very nice light scent. It's not overwhelming by any means. Moving into foundation. I'm going to apply a little bit on the back of my hand. We are going to do the brush first. I'm going to try to press it into my skin primarily, but I will be using some motion where I'm pulling the foundation down, but then once I do that, I'm just going to go back in and stipple it because I don't want any brush marks. The brush feels really nice against my skin because it is a little bit thicker. It's a little difficult to get around my eyes, but I like how it covers a wide area really quickly. And the color, I'm 230. I feel like it looks very natural with my skin, and it is very difficult for me to color match. I don't know if you guys can see that, but around my nose, there's a lot of foundation that builds up around my pores, and it's really difficult to get there, so I might just use the makeup sponge to even that out. Okay, I'm gonna do a trick that I saw Wayne Goss doing once, and that is that he buffs the foundation into the skin using circular motion, and he says that this technique is supposed to basically eliminate any visible pores. Okay, this buffing motion is definitely working. And you know, maybe it's my bad because I probably applied too much foundation. Okay, love the coverage on this. It looks natural, but it's covering up just enough of my imperfections. Moving into the other side, I'm going to be using the sponge. And I'm just going to use the bouncy side of it. I feel like it's so much easier to get a flawless look with a sponge, especially around my pores. They're not nearly as detectable on my nose as opposed to the other side. Just going to apply a little bit more because I'm not sure if I got the same amount of coverage as I did with the brush. It seems like the brush side gave me more of an even coverage and definitely got rid of a lot of imperfections, whereas this side is a little bit more sheer, but that could also be because I did wet the beauty sponge and that would help just dilute a little bit of that makeup. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but looking at both sides, the sponge side is a little bit more sheer, whereas this side seems to have a little bit more coverage. However, this side did take a little bit longer to blend in, so if I'm in a rush, I would probably go for the sponge or maybe just even blend with my fingers. But so far, I think that they both look really great. My skin feels a little tacky, a little sticky, which again is something that I really like because that means it feels hydrated and I can see a little bit of my skin coming through. Like it's a bit shiny. It doesn't look matte and covered and bogged down by makeup. Moving into concealer, I'm just going to do a little quick cover up using the Becca, what is this called? It is the Becca and Dry Brightening Corrector. And I have been so obsessed with this recently. I can't do my concealer without using this first. I'm going to be moving into 2 shades of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Concealer. I love this stuff. I've been using it for quite a while, and as you can see, I'm already about halfway through shade 210. So my foundation shade is 230. The concealer I'm going to use under my eyes is 210, so it's a little bit darker. I'm going to be using shade 190, so lighter parts, just more in the center of my face, and then the slightly darker shade just on my under eyes. Now, what I love about this concealer is how thick and high coverage it is, but it also blends really beautifully. However, I would not recommend letting it sit for too long because it is a little thicker. It reminds me a bit of the Kat Von D one. Kind of want to take the time and blend it in almost immediately after. I know this is a foundation brush, but I just want to do this to start, and then I'll use the sponge. And I like doing that just to diffuse the concealer a little bit more. I'm going to be using the flat side to do my under eye concealer. That was really easy. Okay, next. Now that my foundation and my makeup and the rest of my face is on, I'm gonna move along to the eyebrows. I just got the Fenty Beauty brow pencil. It's really cool because it seems to have this one tip here. Which reminds me of my little Artiste brush, which is what I've been doing my eyeliner with recently. I'm kind of excited to try this. I have a feeling that it's probably going to feather out the pencil a lot more than the typical spoolie, so let's see how it does. Not going on as seamlessly as my NARS pencil or the Lancome one, or even the Benefit ones that I use often. Seems a little drier. The color match is really good though, because I have black eyebrows, but my hair is balayage, so I don't like to go too light with my brows because it looks unnatural. So I always try to stick to like a dark brown, medium brown pencil. The little brush is really nice for getting a cool feathered effect, that's for sure. I do like how the cap is the same side on both ends, because when they have different sizes, I always end up breaking the tip of my pencil, and that's really annoying. I bought this. It is the Bomb Baby Mini Lip and Face Set. I was looking for a Fenty Beauty blush, but it turns out she doesn't have any. So in the meanwhile, I just got this to see if it would substitute for a blush or a highlighter or something like that. And I haven't tried any Fenty Beauty highlighters before, so I'm pretty excited about this. I like the fact that it's a mini. It makes it easy to travel, and often I don't get through a lot of product anyway because I receive quite a few PR samples and I'm always trying something new. So this is the Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb. I'm gonna do lipstick, if I could find it. I had it here. Where is my lipstick? Oh, it's in my pocket. So I actually have this exact color in a full size, but I couldn't find the full size, so I am using the mini, and this is the lipstick in Spanked. And it wears really well, by the way. So I'm just gonna dab it on Ooh, look at that brush. Okay. I don't want to drag or take color off, so I'm just going to pat all along. I'm loving this, by the way. Loving. Okay, highlight. Ooh, okay. I get why people are obsessed with this. Wow. Oh my goodness. So the shimmers on this are a little bigger than what I'm used to, but I don't mind. Damn, I'm not at that. I always like to smile a little and then just put a bit of highlight just right here. Then it adds a little bit of dew and a little bit of glow. And then a bit in the inner corner of the eyes. It's such a nice product. It's very versatile. I don't know why I haven't bought it sooner. Since Rihanna doesn't have blush, I'm using this shade from the Wonderlust collection, Buxom. It's called Mykonos. It was my favorite shade during the summer. I'm just going to apply a little bit more to the apples of my cheeks. And that way, I'll kind of have the opportunity to blend that highlight in with my blush. Final thing I'm going to do is just set it with the dewy setting spray from Anastasia. I'm going to cover up my ear because it's a fresh piercing. It's not even a week old and we don't need an infection. Alright, so just looking at the foundation, I think it's got a great amount of coverage. It's pretty much what I'm used to with my favorite foundations from NARS and Armani. The brow product I'm really loving. I think that the color is spot on when you have dark eyebrows and more of like a balayage hair, where to the point where you don't want your eyebrows to be like black, black, black. What else? Concealer, love. I think that it's great coverage. I've already used it in the past. I think the primer did a really wonderful job at applying all of the foundation and it gave me a really beautiful, even look. In terms of the brush and the sponge, I actually think that moving forward, I'm going to be using both of these together. So what I mean is I'll probably go ahead and start to like blend the foundation in with the brush, and then I'll go in and I'll just like smooth everything out with the sponge. I think that's probably going to be my preferred way of doing it in terms of right now and how it looks from the sponge side versus the brush side. I think I do like the brush side better, but that's because it gave me a higher coverage. Now I'm just going to go about my day. I'm going to do the wear test. I'll check with you guys maybe at some point in mid-afternoon and then again at night. So I'll have maybe like 2 more checkpoints throughout the day, and then I'll give you a final review at the end of the video and just let you know how the foundation wore throughout the day and the concealer and how everything held up and all that stuff. Hopefully I don't look too pale in this video because I am looking in the monitor and I'm looking a bit pale, but maybe it's because I'm wearing black. So note to self, don't wear too many black items in a video because you will wash yourself out. All right, I got another video to film, so let's move into that and then I'll check with you guys in a bit. By about 4:30, my makeup was holding up really well. I didn't find any fading, oiliness, patchiness, or anything like that, and I had been working in front of the camera for a while because I was filming another YouTube video. And then at the end of the day, at about 11:30, everything was just a little bit more patchy. I was definitely more oily in my T-zone, but I feel like that's to be expected. But that is the full review. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!